let's tune in with the Adi mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Begin rubbing the palms. This mantra is like the calling card to the infinite, saying, I bow, I honor the divine creative consciousness that exists within me and all beings. Press the palms, thumbs at heart center, elbows flare wide, sternum rises to meet the thumbs. Inhale. Exhale all the breath out. And inhale to tune in. You can listen or join. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale deeply. Lift the pelvic floor up and in. Lift the navel, the internal gaze. Press your palms. Squeeze your spine. Siphon energy up to the higher centers of the brain. When you need to, exhale. Palms face down on the thighs. Shoulders back, heart lifted. Draw your attention to your central column. Runs from your tailbone all the way up to the crown of the head. Infusing light, energy, awareness into your spinal column. Soaking in the effect of the tune-in. Slowly transitioning into an all-fours position, shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Coming into cat-cow. Inhale, broadening across the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades together on the back. Exhale, doming your low spine up towards the ceiling. Okay to rock a little bit back on your knees and finding a pace and a cadence of these movements that work for you. So inhale, you broaden the collarbones. Exhale, you gaze at your navel. Head fully drops, chin into chest. And your decision whether you want to take this slow or a little quicker and more rhythmic. Every day is different. Every day our spine feels different. Our energy levels are different. So just navigate into a rhythm, super slow motion or fast, that honors where you're at today. Option to increase the speed for our last couple moments here. Make sure you're not flinging the body around. Core is tight. Head and neck are controlled. Inhale in cow pose and hold. Engage Mula Bandha. Hold the breath in. Shine the heart forward for 3, 2, 1. Sit back on the heels and roll out your wrists. Fingers interlaced, just rolling the wrists, getting any tension out. We're coming back into that all fours position for a cow pose variation. So find shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Extend the right leg back in space from the inner thigh. Lift the right leg. Make sure your hip is an opening to the side so hips stay square. So think of the inner thigh lifting. This is your inhale position. You can open the heart a little bit. Keep the belly engaged. Exhale, knee to nose. Again, you're finding your rhythm. Any wrist pain, I'm going to offer you to come into little fists here. And notice how this is engaging the core, strengthening the low back. Inhale, broaden across the chest. Exhale, knee to nose. Nice full body warm up. Last 10. Three, 2, 1. Hold, right leg stays lifted, lift from the inner thigh. Inhale. Squeeze the core, squeeze the pelvic floor. Think of the pinky toe spinning down as the inner thigh spirals up. Exhale as you need to. Back onto the heels and roll out the wrists again. Let's flip the palms now towards the ceiling. Stretch up and take a little side bend left and right. Maybe just notice how the energy in your body already feels a little more vibrant. Let's cactus the arms back. Just holding, pulling the elbows back, opening the heart, navel to spine, keeping the core engaged. And of course, we got to do that on the other side, right? So extending the left leg back, lifting from the left inner thigh, palms to the ground or your fists. Inhale, lift, exhale, knee to nose. You can think sat on the inhale, nam on the exhale, if that helps keep you focused. Hips are square, left hip is not lifting up. Keep thinking of lifting from that inner thigh. This exercise so magical for the kidneys, for the erector spinae set, for the myofascial back line of the body. Strengthening the whole back body here. Bringing in vibrant new prana energy into your system as you move rhythmically. If you need to take a break, you take a break, you come right back in. Honor yourself. 10. 5. 2, 1, and hold. Deep breath in. I like to flex the foot. Hold, hold, hold. Squeeze energy towards the midline of your body into your spine. Engage the pelvic floor. Hold the breath as long as you can. And then exhale. Set the foot down. Place the seat back on the heels, making those figure eights. Transitioning your seat to one side, coming into butterfly pose. Soles of feet touch, heels closer together is going to make this more intense of a stretch on the outer hips. Heels a little farther away from you makes this more manageable. You can also sit up on a rolled up blanket. That's my favorite thing to do. And just finding a stretch here for a moment. Catching your breath, feeling the outside of the hips. This is such a great stretch if you have that sciatic pain. And of course, since we're in Kundalini mode, we're going to make it rhythmic. So I don't want you to round at all forward. It's not what we're doing here. We're keeping the spine super straight, super long, shoulders plugged down and back. And inhale to get even taller. Lift, press your sits bones down and the crown of the head up. And exhale, bend the elbows, keeping the spine completely long and straight. It's like a little mini bend. So it can be a small movement. We're prioritizing length in the spine, strength in the core, that core strength, kind of how we're hugging muscle to bone in all these exercises, especially in the torso. That is what is going to help with that low back pain. And of course, opening up the hips like we're doing in this exercise. Close your eyes. You can think Sat as you come up, Nam as you come down. Keep broadening the collarbones. Think of them moving apart from one another so there's no rounding in the upper back. Any knee pain, just take the heels farther away from you, so your diamond is not quite so tight. You can also put bolsters or blocks or pillows underneath the thighs to support the knees. Inhale, come up. Hold the breath in, squeeze Mula Bandha, your pelvic floor. It's like you're trying to stop urination. Exhale fully. Come down a little bit. Hold the breath out of the body now for 5 seconds, pulling up on Mula Bandha. Come back to center. Just sitting upright. And bring the knees to touch. Help assist your legs. Take the hands behind the thighs and just roll down into a constructive rest position. This is one of my favorite positions for low back healing. So take your feet as wide as the mat, knees in to touch. Now take your elbows as wide as the mat and the hands on your hips. Just allow the spine to get longer. Notice how you feel. Send that vibrant prana healing energy to anywhere in your low back that's feeling especially tight. Using the power of your visualization to send golden hued healing pranic energy to wherever it's most needed in your body, just trusting that it's gravitating there right now. Dip the chin into the chest a little bit here. See if you can get your spine even longer for our last few moments. Send the breath big into the belly. So sense the breath inflating underneath your navel each time you breathe in. So if you had a book on your belly, it would lift to the ceiling. And exhale, belly button to spine. Heel toe the feet together. I like to take my hands underneath my booty for this one, so my palms are flat, palms face down on the mat, kind of helping anchor my butt in, so my booty and my pelvis is sloping towards my chest or towards the floor. And we're going to be here for our piston kicks. So I like to flex the feet. We're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, kick, kick. Once you've got the rhythm, refine it. I want you to think of pulling your navel down towards your spine like crazy. If this is too easy for you and you're not feeling anything at all in the core, lower your legs slightly. So instead of a 45 degrees, maybe they're coming a little lower, and then pull your navel towards the ground. Sat, Nam, Sat, Nam. Keep going, keep up. Hopefully you're feeling the lower belly and the core turning on, but in a really gentle, supportive way. And if you have low back pain, we want the core to be strong. This is what's supporting you in the front, right? But we don't want to do crunches or dangerous things that could further exacerbate the low back pain. And I love this exercise because especially with the hands under the seat like we're doing here, your low back's really support it. So hopefully you're not feeling any pain or strain in the lower back. You're just feeling those abs getting a little bit of a workout with this rhythmic kicking. This is a great place to get aggression out too. Let's do it. Last 30 seconds. Drawing your navel back towards the floor. The more you can do that, the more effective this exercise. Last 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Exhale. Come back into the constructive rest position. Knees touch, feet as wide as the mat, elbows wide, hands on the hips, and just sense your low back like a pad of butter melting and getting wider and longer in all 4 directions on your mat. In Kundalini Yoga, we put in the effort, we put in the work, and then it's equally important to receive. So just receive here. Take a little bath in the energy you've generated. Slowly reach the arms overhead. Let the arms go long, legs go long, big stretch, kind of like you're waking up in the morning. You can roll the wrists and the ankles like you're restarting your day. And we're just going to roll over onto our stomach for a baby cobra pose. How this is going to work: shoulders are directly over your middle finger, and draw your elbows together. Forehead is on the mat. Right away, and lift your kneecaps off the mat, and then let your kneecaps touch the mat. And see if you can feel the difference of the legs engaged, kneecaps lifting. Take a look. And kneecaps on the ground, the legs not engaged. So our goal here again is to strengthen the back body. So engage the legs, kneecaps lifting, press the toenails into the ground, squeeze your elbows towards one another, and then think forward with the crown of your head as you peel your chest off the floor into a little baby cobra. And immediately test that you're doing this with your low back strength by lifting your palms off the ground. Dip the chin a little so the back of the neck is long. You're just going to hold here for as long as you can. If you need to take a rest, place the palms, place the forehead on the mat, let the legs relax, and then engage again. Toenails click into the mat, kneecaps lift, elbows squeeze. Think forward with the crown of the head as you peel the chest up, lift the hands, and now breathe here as long as you can. So you're in charge of how long you stay up. You're really mindfully coming down, resting, and then coming back up, taking reps if you need to. This is my secret weapon low back strengthener. Because if you're suffering from sciatica and low back pain, stretching's important, but likely strengthening is going to be where you're going to have your breakthrough. And a little exercise like this is infusing energy into the lower spine, not to mention really sending fresh prana to the lower energy centers, chakras 1, 2, and 3. Wherever you are, come into a constructive rest position here. Place the palms underneath the forehead, stacked one on top of the other. Bend the knees and just windshield wiper the legs left and right. Hands under the shoulders, press back into a modified child's pose. So a lot of folks have trouble with child's pose, so this is one adaptation I really like. Toes curled under, forearms on the ground. You can even interlace the hands if you like, and take the elbows a little bit farther away from you, scoot your knees back, and now just round deeply. So chin into chest, and let the low back traction. So your tailbone is yearning for your heels. Like to rock a little bit side to side. Your chin is deeply pulled into the chest. So if child's pose hurts your knees, or is just too much spinal flexion, especially if you have sciatica and you've been told not to do deep forward bends, this is so healing. Send your breath into the back body. And gently come back to an all fours position for bird dog. So once again, we've been here before. Lengthen the right leg behind you, lift from the right inner thigh, and this time we're going to add the arm. If it doesn't feel comfortable for you to add the arm, just do the leg. We're adding the opposite arm, so left arm reaches forward. Hug the core up and in. Inner right thigh spins towards the ceiling. Pinky toes kind of move down, almost like you were corkscrewing your leg into your pelvis. And you can either hold here or kind of level 2, 3. Do what we did before. Inhale Sat, exhale Nam, bringing the elbow and the knee together. If this is too much, do a static hold and then put the arm and leg down, and then come back and just do a static hold again. Just do little reps, just like we did with the cobra. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. And then reach the arm and leg apart from one another. Pull the navel in. Deep breath in and hold, hold, hold. Exhale. Let's move right into the other side. Left leg straightens, lift from the inner thigh, and your option to stay here or add the arm. Your choice to stay or add movement. This is a balance. So if you find yourself shaking or moving around, know that there's nothing wrong with you. This is a hardcore balancing posture. And again, you can always be on a fist with that left hand. You can just move the leg. In Kundalini, we're trying to activate both sides of our brain. And any exercise like this, where you're using opposite arm and leg, really helps us in that aim. Last 3, 2, 1. Whatever your variation you're doing, come into a hold with me. Reach. Inhale, hold, 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 hold. And exhale. And coming into a cross-legged seat, rolling the wrists, closing with a little twist. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, take the left hand to the right knee, reaching behind you. Gentle twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, right hand to left knee. Bend that right elbow. Reach the left hand back. Really lever into the twist. Get taller through the crown of the head. Exhale, pull the navel back to the spine. And come back to center. If you want, you can sit back up on a cushion. And just notice how your spine feels. Bring the hands to prayer. Connect to the tune-in we did earlier, thinking about that beam of light, healing energy, infusing your spine up and down, and now visualize it expanding to the left and right. Notice if your low back feels stronger. Notice how you feel in your core, in your heart, in your third eye. I'll close us out with a long Sat, short Nam. I invite you to follow this up with a Kundalini meditation, or if you'd like, come into the constructive rest position we worked with throughout this sequence and take Shavasana in that shape. Exhale all the breath out of the body. Inhale. Sat Nam. You did amazing things for your low back today. I'm sending you so much love from my heart to yours. Namaste.